Ashley, thank you for coming on the show with us.
Awesome.
This
Thank you for
is
having me.
the beginning of the Sprout, and the heart around the Sprout is to really highlight the partnerships that Richland Community College has in the area, that they are bringing redemption and innovation through education and programs within the community. We're so happy to have you. I know that you are very integrated into the community, but you also have been an amazing partner for Richland in a lot of ways of connecting them with students within Decatur. So
Thank you.
I'd love for you to start with introducing yourself and maybe your role within DPS.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me. My name is Ashley Grayned. I am the Executive Director of Innovative Programs and Strategic Planning for DPS. I'm born right here, raised in Decatur, graduated from MacArthur, which seems like many years ago. So I'm a proud product of our district. And when I was able to have the opportunity to come back 12 and a half years ago, I was eager to make a difference, eager to serve the district that did so much for me. So in my current role, one side of it is I assist the superintendent with our strategic planning efforts as a district and making sure that's moving forward. And then the innovative program side of it is really being a connector, being an innovator of programs, creating those meaningful opportunities for our students to see themselves in career pathways, to see themselves beyond graduation of high school and really tap into their passions, not just during the school day, during the school year, but that extended learning time, giving them time to go out into employers and get on the job training or internships or career exposure days, focusing in on CTE and not just looking at college readiness, but career readiness and creating those opportunities that help our students maximize those.
I think that's wonderful. And I think that as society shifts and people begin to realize that everybody's skills and passions and opportunities and exposures are different, I love that you're kind of breaking down the box and creating ways for these kids to see themselves outside of high school.
Absolutely.
And everybody has to see themselves beyond where they're at
Absolutely.
and have a vision of what
Mhm.
they're going towards. And it sounds like these innovative programs are really being able to be tangible experiences for those kids.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that you guys do a variety of things with Richland, but
Mhm.
specifically one of them is Prep Academy. So
Yes.
can you explain to me what that is?
Yes. So Prep Academy was really birthed in 2019 from our strategic plan. And one of the action plan items was to ensure unique learning opportunities for all students. And within that, one of the goals was to create an early college program. And so, literally, as the director of innovative programs at the time, we were sitting around the executive leadership table, and I was like, "Oh, I'll take that. That, of course, aligns with my work." And so I'll never forget. In 2019, I called up. It was Denise Cruz at the time. She's
Right.
retired, but I called this lady that I barely knew, and I said, "Hey, this is what we want to do. Would Richland come to the table?" And right away, she came to the table, her and her team. We recognized the challenges before us. You're talking about creating a program that not just gave our students college credits, but allowed them to graduate with a full associate's degree. How
Mm-hmm.
could we get that done? What are our challenges? Would people be receptive at the high schools and the colleges to have a 13-year-old essentially
Right.
be a college student? So we literally spent over a year developing the program. There was different sides of it. There was the curriculum side, which the deans handled with our teaching and learning department for course sequencing, because these students are dual enrollment students. They're taking their high school classes as
Mm-hmm.
well as college classes. And so that's really where Prep Academy was designed. And I'm super excited. We have graduated our first cohort of 25 students in May. They graduated from Richland on May 16th. And
Oh,
then
that's
they turned
awesome.
around and graduated from their high schools on May 17th.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible. So, whenever you guys were starting this, what was the impact or maybe the necessity of thinking this program within high school would kind of jumpstart this for the students?
Absolutely. So we have our guiding principles, and for me, those were non-negotiables, and that's
Hmm.
what we discovered. What are we going to say a hard no to? If that's not being included in what's best for our students to support them in this program, we're saying no. So things like diversity, things like socioeconomic status, things like college exposure, not just looking at students looking at the high achieving students, but looking at those students that maybe they're going to be first gen, right?
Right.
Maybe how do we support them differently than maybe students that are high achieving and just type A students that will need a different type of support. And
Right.
so, but also looking at the cost savings for me, and I fought really hard on this to remove barriers and create access. I am one that believed in this program, we needed to provide it at no cost to our families.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes, so we are 5 years in, 5 cohorts in, and our students, our families pay zero for the program. With that, they get upon successful completion, their associate's degree is free. So they've saved around $25,000
Wow.
at the college level. We've also built in many supports. They get a adult mentor that becomes part of their village and checks in on them. They get a MacBook, a district issued MacBook. We take them on college visits because we know Richland is one stop in their collegiate experience, but we've taken them as far as UIC Chicago. Last
Okay.
week we took our freshmen to Millikan. Next month we're going to UIS. So every semester they get a different college exposure. We do end of the year, end of the semester celebrations for the students. We give them prep swag. So those are things that we really developed as non-negotiables to keep the students engaged
Oh,
because
right.
the program is hard, right? I mean, you are a dual student, a dual high school student, as well as a college student. So the program, academic-wise, is hard enough. But how can we keep them excited?
Yeah. And I'm curious as a student, because I mean, I couldn't imagine 13-year-old Cassie.
Hmm.
I'm trying to like picture where I was and like college courses are like demanding
They
and they
are.
have a lot of work and a lot of intentionality
Mhm.
with it. How has the receptivity of the students been with it? What have you seen within them going through these programs?
I think for the students, and cohort one completed a survey, but even in talking with them regularly, confidence,
Yeah.
accountability, just willingness to know that they can do hard things. And I tell them all the time, you can do hard things.
Yeah.
It's what you put forth. It's how you put forth the effort. And there is not one student in this program that if they're putting forth the effort, myself, my team, as well as the Richland team, we support the students. We'll work with them.
Hmm.
For example, the GPA requirement to be in the program is a 2.75, not a 4.0 designed by reason, right?
Right. Right.
Because I don't preach perfection, I teach progress.
Ugh.
Some students, if we're not going to just go after the high achieving and students that'll flow through the program effortlessly, then we're never going to have a diverse group of students that may be a B or a C student, right?
Right.
And so 2.75 is the GPA for a lot of colleges and universities.
Okay.
So when we're looking at their transcripts, I want other universities to see that our students can. And so we
Hmm.
had many students with over a 4.0 at both, many students in the honors programs at both. But you have some students, maybe they were first gen, or maybe they were just, I didn't know I could do this and I'm not the brightest, or they don't feel like they're the smartest, or maybe their test scores didn't reflect that because of all the standardized tests. They need access to opportunity as well. They
Oh,
just need a
yeah.
different support to get it done.
Well, and I think they're also, there's so much more to you than a test and
Hmm.
a paper.
Absolutely.
And I know practically being in the workforce
Hmm.
and, working with businesses and seeing the things. I mean, honestly, some of the skill sets that are most required, don't come from a test.
Absolutely.
They come from critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
They come from
Mm-hmm.
problem solving. They
Absolutely.
come from
Conflict
good work
resolution.
ethics,
That's
a
what.
conflict
Mm-hmm.
resolution.
Mm-hmm.
And those things you can't standardize or test for
Exactly.
sometimes. And so it sounds like you guys are really coming along and making sure, like, yes, these are important,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also more to you than
Absolutely.
what you can contribute to these situations
Absolutely.
that employers are looking for, businesses are working for,
Mm-hmm.
being able to work
Mm-hmm.
and create, income or stability or security for
Absolutely.
yourself or your family.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, when our students graduate from DPS, we want them to have transferable skills, right?
Right.
So that they can compete globally, so they can have the competitive advantage. And I feel like that's what programs like Prep Academy do for our students because
Mm-hmm.
you have to advocate differently when you're a college student. Mom and
Right.
dad can't talk to the professor, right? Due to
Oh,
FERPA.
yeah.
And so when you're having challenges, you have to be able to say, this is what's going on. How can I support? Or can you talk to me about this test or different things like that? So I was able to see students that came in shy, timid,
Yeah.
13 and 14-year-olds at their Prep Academy signing day develop into bold, confident human beings that have transitioned to universities and are thriving. And so those are things that are important in the guiding principles, making sure we remove those gatekeepers
Oh my goodness.
and
Don't we all
provide
need somebody
support.
to advocate for us?
Yes,
So then, I mean, you can advocate for yourself and others. I think it's a
absolutely.
trickle down effect
Hmm.
because it's contagious.
Absolutely.
And you're really creating not just opportunity, but I would assume hopefully sustainability
Hmm.
of like this can go beyond into your life
Hmm.
to help you just honestly be a good, responsible human being.
Absolutely.
And that translates in all situations.
Absolutely.
Now, with you approaching, do you approach freshmen? And so is it freshman through senior? It's a 4-year program then that they go through, or are they able to enter as a sophomore or junior or whatever?
So right now, as designed, we recruit and go out to visit all of the 8th grade buildings. Myself and Richland, I call it our Beyonce tour. It starts in January, and we visit all of the 8th graders in our district. We talk to them about the program. We leave brochures, flyers, and then parents have a webinar they have to attend because I want us to speak the same language. I want them to
Mm,
know that although Prep Academy is an amazing program, it may not be for your child. And that's
right.
okay. If they want to do band or art or ag, or they want to go to cosmetology school, so they need to go the Heartland Tech route, that's
Yeah.
okay. But getting the parents on the same page, then we have an application process. And
Okay.
with that, it makes the students get 2 letters of recommendation from teachers or admin, someone other than mom and dad. They have to write a 5-paragraph essay on why they want to be accepted into prep. We look at things like their grades, their attendance records, and all of those things, and they complete a full application packet, usually around February.
Okay.
Myself and a team reviews all of the applications. We have 50 spots each year. We usually get about 100 applications. So it's
Wow.
competitive, it's sought out. And we go through our scoring rubric and select the top 50. And from there, we send communication to both. And then in May, we always have a Prep Academy signing day. We bring their families out, the student, they get to sign off on a certificate. We feed them. We just celebrate
Celebrate.
them.
Yeah.
And so their freshman year, day one of high, so at the signing day, they also fill out their Richland application.
Oh, man.
So 13 and 14-year-olds filling out their Richland application the same day they're finishing up 8th grade. So
Yeah.
that when they start the first day of their freshman school year, they are
Mm-hmm.
in a Student Development 101 class. Freshman year, by design, we brought them in slowly because transitioning to high school is such a big deal anyway.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to give them the tools to be successful so that Freshman year, fall, they're in Student Development 101, taught by a DPS teacher at the high school. Spring, they're in Student Development 102, and that's working on who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence, presentation skills, reinforcing writing skills.
Yeah,
And then the other 6 periods at the high schools, they're working on their high school credits.
I see. I like how it's onboarding them with a
Yes.
skill set to achieve within the college,
Absolutely.
is what it sounds like too,
Absolutely.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Now, I'd love to hear your take, being in the education realm,
Mhm.
even though I know you said before the show you don't see yourself as an educator, but man, girl, it sounds like education is power, and
It
that's
is.
incredible. And you're being able to blend your skill set to really benefit the community. And whenever you look at programs that Richland is doing, whether it is the Prep Academy or Enrich, I know that
Mhm.
we've talked about that, or the different availability and kind of pathways that
Mhm.
we're creating for our students, how do you see that begin to really impact and change our community as a whole?
Absolutely. When we create opportunities that help people become successful and afford life, um, jobs, we impact the community hands down 100%, right?
Hmm.
The more people have access to opportunity, the more our families thrive.
Yeah.
And when families thrive, our students thrive. And so it's really reach one, teach one. It's really giving a hand up, not a handout. It's
Yeah.
really removing barriers so that our graduation rate improves, our chronic absenteeism rate reduces. The workforce, when you prepare students and families to be prepared to go out into the workforce and show up on time and be able to pass the drug test and
Yeah.
longevity in these jobs, that's a health that makes for a healthy economy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whenever I wanted to touch on you said a hand up instead of a hand out. And what I see a nuance with that and a difference is accountability, right?
That's right.
Because I think sometimes a hand out, you're giving something, but then you're walking away.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys aren't walking away.
No,
You're being able to create something and give something, but then walk alongside
that's
and
right.
also have ownership and accountability on
That's
them.
right.
And that's what changes people.
That's what changes
That's
people.
a difference, I think, between a hand up and a hand out and what you guys are
Absolutely.
doing.
And I'm a firm believer in the village approach. It truly takes a village, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to say what people should and could and would be doing, but the reality is we don't walk in each other's shoes, right?
Right.
And so we can't expect high school students to magically be able to achieve an associate's degree with no additional supports.
Ugh.
And so, right, I'm degreed and I didn't do it while in high school and I still needed supports, right? And
Right.
so
Right.
I feel like our students, as mental health is real, many of them worked a job, multiple jobs. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're doing this, they're in dance and all of these things, juggling and trying to balance it all while being a dual enrollment student is huge. And so, yes, they may need extra supports. Because if you set the bar high, our students are fully capable of
Mhm.
achieving
Yeah.
with the right supports.
Mm-hmm.
But if you set it low just because that's what's comfortable or what makes adults feel better, how are we helping our students thrive?
Right. Right. And that's not real life.
No, it's not.
Because once you do get beyond those walls, that's not real life.
Absolutely.
The things that really do support you and create longevity
Mhm.
and stuff is the stuff that you're building the scaffolding with them at
Absolutely.
a young age. And I think that's incredible. I mean, I wish we would have had those opportunities whenever
Right?
I was in high school.
I still wouldn't be paying Sally Mae back right now.
Come on.
But I mean, that's the reality. And that is why, I wanted to remove the barrier of cost because I didn't want to create the have and the have nots. Even simple things as well, and we kick these ideas around. Well, just have them buy the books. Well, if that's $500 or so each
Yeah.
semester,
Yeah.
then it comes down to the have and the have nots, right? And
Yeah.
so I really felt strongly that if the district was going to create this opportunity, it was a priority that came about from our strategic plan, then we need to fully commit. And we've been fortunate. Richland has partnered with us to make sure it can stay free to our families. We have gotten private donor support from the Heart of Illinois Community Foundation. Just earlier this year, another $150,000 came in. They've given over $400,000. And, Natalie Beck told me, dream without limitations for these students. Take them on college trips. The cohort 1 that graduated in May, their senior trip was a trip to downtown Chicago. We took them down there on a Saturday, spent the whole day. We did, with the Navy Pier. We took them to their first NBA game. We got to see the Bulls play. And so she told me, dream without limits for these students. Celebrate them big, celebrate them loud. And that's what it's all about.
I think that's incredible. I love hearing not just the innovation, but I love seeing the fruit. And, the kids are the fruit.
Absolutely.
And they are, it may sound a little cheesy, but they are the future.
They are.
As we all like to say, and we hear that. But truly what you guys are doing is changing perspectives. And I think whenever perspectives change, it allows dreaming and creativity and moving forward, right?
Absolutely.
'Cause if you don't know where you're going, you're just going to be aimless.
Absolutely.
So I think it's incredible. You just absolutely represent passion and innovation.
Thank you.
I love to see what you guys are doing with Richland and in our community. And I just want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing a part of what is awesome about Decatur and what is happening in our area.
Thank you so much for having me. At the end of the day, I'm just proud of our students. So many people said what our students couldn't do. One professor even years ago said, "Oh, they'll be lucky to have 5 or 6 kids that can complete the program." And I just got to mention this before we go. Every year now, we will have a cohort of students graduating. So May 2026, our current seniors are in cohort 2. 34 are on track to graduate from Richland. May 2027, our cohort 3, they are juniors in the program. And then cohort 4 and 5 are coming behind them. And so if all goes well, cohort 6 will be opening that application in January. And so this is how you change communities. This is how you create impact. And I think showing them, not just telling them what's out there, but showing them and allowing them to tinker into their future.
And even, I'm sure for some students, right, it could be the first time that somebody believed in them. And somebody showed them something different too.
Pushed them.
Right.
I mean, for our first gen students, they didn't have necessarily anybody at home that they could model in this area. And so putting them out there on the Richland campus their junior and senior year, they go to school half a day and then they're out in the classes with other adult learners. They are not just in a space with just prep academy students being taught. They're out there, and giving them that college feel has made for a wonderful transition. Your hubby has on a Milliken hoodie. I was just at Milliken and 3 of my cohort 1 babies rolled up on me. They're there, right? And I'm like, how's it going? They have 61 credit hours already. One has 18 months left because she's doing marketing. And they're like, it's much easier because we aren't dual enrollment students. They're like, we just have 12 credit hours instead of 12 here and then the high school classes. And so they're adjusting, right? They have those life skills. So thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to tell the world how proud I am of our students and their tenacity.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm inspired. I think it's incredible, and we hope to have you on the show again and hear from you again.
Thank you.
So thank you.